All right. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much, Faima. Thank you for joining. So it's 9:01, and we'll be starting at exactly 9 p.m. Good evening, everyone. You're all welcome to today's session. Our host is having a bit of internet connection problems, but she'll be with us soon as she can. So I think we should give her a minute and then we can start properly. Thank you so much. All right, good evening once again, everyone. Our host was having a bit of a problem joining, but we are here now and we'll start immediately. But before we start, shall we pray, please? Dear Lord, we are grateful for an opportunity like this. We thank you, Father, for your goodness in our lives. We thank you for raising us. We thank you for how far you have brought us. We have an opportunity like this to listen and learn. We ask, Lord, that you open our eyes, open our ears, open our minds to get the message that you have for us this evening from your servants that you'll be using. In Jesus' name we are prayed. Amen. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And before we have our host, I would like to say a few things. before I hand over the mic to her. So this meeting is going to take this direction. We'll be starting by introducing our speaker. Thereafter, she takes the stage and then she delivers the powerful message she has for us. After which, we will take questions and answers as well. So after the question and answer, then that would be all for today. But before we conclude, I have some good news. But I think I'll hold on with the good news until it is time. So thank you so much for creating time to be here. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Buma Bierga Paninga. I'm a steward at World Foundation. And here at World Foundation, we are stewards, and we would always do what the Lord will have us do. Thank you so much. To introduce our speaker tonight, our speaker is, as you must have seen on the flyer, Mavis Sackey, a very good friend of mine. And Mavis is the founder of Peculiar Women of Substance Foundation, PWS. It's a foundation based in Ghana, leading initiatives to empower women and youth. A passion and very passionate, of course, advocate for self-growth and community transformation. Mavis inspires change through education, mentorship, and stewardship. So this is just a bit about Mavis, and I think I would give her the floor to say a little more about herself before she continues with the message that she has for us. So, Mavis, please, the floor is all yours.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Buma. I'm so glad to be here tonight. I had to go through a lot to be here tonight, but I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to Family Word Foundation for the opportunity. So, like you said, you've already said everything. There is nothing to be said. You've already said everything already. So we'll just get started. All right. Please, am I audible?
Very audible, please.
All right, so not wasting much time, we'll fix that.
Ooh. Wait, you want to tell them to start something? just didn't happen. I allow access to anything. I did for the other small network issue. The other small network issue.
Why? Why?
I hope that it's a good message.
Hello.
Hi,
Please,
we can hear you, Mavis.
can you see my screen?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hi, Mavis. We can hear you loud and clear, and we can see your screen as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry for the issues I have on my side. Okay, so we will just dive straight in. Today we are talking about beyond personal success, inspiring national transformation through stewardship. Okay, I'll introduce. My name is Mavis Sackey, and I'm the founder of Akua with Substance Foundation. I'm the founder of Akua with Substance Foundation. It has been a beautiful journey for the past 7 years on this philanthropic journey, and today I want us to embark on a journey together as we talk about stewardship and how to move beyond personal success to create a meaningful and lasting change in our communities and nation. Okay, so I would want us to begin with an opening quote from Peter Block. He says that stewardship is about taking responsibility for the future, and it is the willingness to take care of something greater than ourselves. I always say that when you live above or beyond yourself, you create beautiful things for yourself because it now moves from me, self, and I. It now becomes us, we, and then I believe that this quote challenges us to think beyond ourselves. Okay, so today we are going to look at how stewardship as a mindset and practice can help us use our personal success to transform our nation. All right, so let's begin with a simple question. What is personal success? I would want to pick your minds on it. When you talk about success, what do you think? Personal success. What do you think? Anyone here to help me with that? What do you think personal success is about? Okay. Is there someone here who could, probably tell us about what do you think personal success is all about? Wow, interesting. So let's just go. So for many, everybody and when you talk about success is relative. Everybody and what they think success is all about. For some, it's about individual. It's about achieving individual goals, whether it's advancing your career, completing that course you took on, that your university goal, whatever it is for you, it could be success. Okay, what it means for me to be successful as an individual won't be the same as success for Boomer. Okay, so when we talk about personal success, it's not an end goal. It's something it's like a continued journey. Okay, so now let's look at this. What happens when we ask ourselves, what can I do with my success to benefit others? Right? So now you're not going to look at us. You're not going to look at me as an individual. You're looking at us, how we are going to use our personal success to benefit others. That is where the idea of stewardship comes in. So it's an invitation for us to go beyond ourselves, like I said earlier on. Now, let's look at the concept of stewardship. It's often defined as the responsible management of resources, influence, and opportunities to benefit others. So when you talk about stewardship, it's always about others. It's about the community, it's about the society. It's about someone else who lives within or who lives within a particular confines. You understand? And it also challenges us to see our time, talent, and achievement as tools to create a better future for those around us. So it boils down to a lot of things that goes beyond we as individuals, we as families, as people. When it comes to personal success versus stewardship, so I would want to throw a simple comparison on personal success and stewardship. When you talk about personal success, it focuses on the self-achievement. It's about reaching individual goals. So probably this year, set a goal for yourself that, oh, we're going to read about 500 books, 300. That is the personal success. So when you're able to do that, you can come out and say, okay, I was able to do this. Okay, but when it comes to stewardship, on the other hand, it focuses on the collective impact. So as Planning Word Foundation, we don't look at individual goals. We bringing our individual achievements or individual success together and being able to look at a collective impact, how to make a collective impact. So we come together and say, okay, this year as Planning Word Foundation, we are going to reach out to 500 students, make sure that we put them on scholarship, needy but brilliant students, make sure that we put them on scholarship. This is not, it has moved from personal success. It now comes to stewardship. You understand? Please, am I communicating?
Yes, you are, ma'am, you are. That's that we cannot see your slides rolling. I don't know if you're aware.
Oh, really? Sorry. Sorry about that. Please, a minute. Let me work on that.
All right, thank you so much. But you can go ahead. Yes, we can see it rolling now.
You can see my slides rolling now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you still see?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. So stewardship, please kindly alert me as and when you feel you no longer see it. Okay. All right. So we move on. Stewardship pushes us to think beyond short-term wins and focus on the long-term transformation of our communities and even our nation. So what Pan Word Foundation is looking at is not just about the leader, it's not just about Boomer, it's not just about a steward in the Pan Word Foundation. It's looking at a holistic and a collective impact, something that it can't be done by one person, something that can't just be done. Sometimes they're like, okay, if you have the money and then you can get all the resources in terms of what do you call it? The staff will go and give out, the donations will go and give out. And then you don't have people, you don't have human resource, the work will be tiring. Okay, so no matter no matter the money you have, no matter whatever you have as an individual, no matter your success as an individual, you need people around to make a collective impact. So why is stewardship crucial, for national transformation? Now, why does stewardship matter for national transformation? Let's look at it. Building sustainable communities. You know, it encourages us to invest in critical areas like education, healthcare, social development, which lay the foundation for a stronger nation. So you may look at it as, Planning Word Foundation is a vision of one person. One person came together, one person just sat down and is like, okay, please, I have this vision of impacting lives. I have this vision of maybe touching lots of lives. So you all come around and let's do. But then on the latter or on the flip side, we are impacting the community. We are looking at education. We are looking at healthcare. We are looking at social development. I feel like the government can't do it all. The government has lots of resources, but then they can't do it all. So to build sustainable communities, we need to move away from personal success to come to stewardship. So it's really crucial for national transformation. Now, when it comes to empowering future generations, it's about creating opportunities for others and ensuring the next generation has the tools to thrive. Yes. So today, your personal goal may be just to go to the university, be able to get employment, take care of your family. It ends there. That's it. But then when you go out there and you're like, okay, I want to make this initiative whereby every year we go to this particular community, look at this marginalized people and touch these lives. We are not looking at it doesn't end there. we are recruiting people to join us on a lasting or on an impact or a journey that doesn't just last with you. It doesn't. So whether Boomer is there, whether Elizabeth is there, whoever is there, like if the person is not even around, you know that there is a vision that we must run with. So it's an ongoing journey. It moves to other generations as well, and then we take decisions with the other generations as well. So I have come to love the word sustainable so much that because if we are talking about an initiative today, we're not looking at an initiative that will just last for today, but you're looking at an initiative that would last for generations. We are thinking about people 4 feet generations ahead of us. So that when we are gone, when the name Honeywood Foundation is mentioned, we know that it is an initiative that came to stay, and then it didn't just end when one person exited this world. It didn't just end when one person said that I'm tired. No. And that's one beautiful thing about this whole thing. When you have a team or a people who understand the journey, they carry you shoulder on shoulder. We go on, we create a ripple effect anywhere we find ourselves. And then one thing about stewardship, or one thing why stewardship is crucial for national transformation is that it fosters unity and collaboration. Why am I here tonight? I could have been asleep. I could be somewhere today, Saturday night. I should be somewhere resting, somewhere in one bar, resting. I mean, sitting over a drink with friends and family. But I'm here talking about something I'm so passionate about, and you're also passionate about. You join me because you're also passionate about it. Okay, so it brings people together around shared values and collective goals. Yeah, so I believe that if I didn't have any interest in this, I wouldn't be here. If you didn't have any interest in making a collective impact, you also wouldn't be here. All right, so we move on to environmental and social responsibility. Stewardship reminds us that we are caretakers of the earth and society, so we ensure that resources are preserved for future generations. Beautiful one. So I always say that we came to meet this world, how we met this world is not how it is now. It is that has depreciated in value, or we have added value to it. Okay, so stewardship is crucial for national transformation because our environment needs us. And stewardship reminds us that we are caretakers of the earth. We are caretakers of each other, society, communities we find ourselves in. And then even generations that we have no idea of. So let's look at examples of stewardship and driving national transformation. Let's look at some real-world examples of stewardship in action. I know those of you in Nigeria knows about Ali Dangote Foundation. The man is using his world to drive national transformation through investment in education, healthcare, and job creation. Okay, so his success probably when it came to the Aliko Dangote cement had to be with him being able to fend for himself, being able to fend for being able to fend for his family, being able to fend for people around him. But then now he realized that he has been able to achieve that personal goal or that personal success for himself, and has moved from it being a personal success to something that is impacting nations, it's impacting people all over the world. Now, Nelson Mandela, his leadership in South Africa went beyond personal ambition. You understand? So when we move from that area where it's all about us to that area where it's about others, we are talking about stewardship. Our own Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's founding father, he envisioned independence, not just for his personal success as a president. Now we live in a world that even the people who we look up to are, what do you call it? They come to power, they have the positions and other stuff, and it looks like it's all about themselves. It's all about themselves, even in their agendas. They come and sell their manifestos or whatever to us, sounding all sweet and nice. But when it comes to in terms of implementation, it's all about themselves. It's all about themselves. But that's not what you're talking about here. You're talking about other people who are beyond rich, people who do not know what we know, people who have not seen what we've seen. That's what we're talking about. And people who have been ahead of us, who have gone ahead of us, they have led this particular life, and they tell us that yes, it is possible with us. You may think that, oh, it's okay, it's only public figures or people like Aliko Dangote, they are the ones who are supposed to they are the ones who are supposed to lead this particular stewardship. Like, no, in our everyday lives, in our decision makings, in our volunteering mentorship. You may be here, you may be at the sound of my voice. You have never volunteered the whole year for any charity cause, for any philanthropic cause. Yet, you living on this earth? What are you adding? What are you adding to this world? You may not be in a position to be able to give money, as in like cash, for such causes, but then you can give your time. You can let you have voice. You can let your voice. You can advocate for these things. Speak out and take action on issues that matter, whether it's education, I mean, environmental sustainability, whatever it is you find in your. It always starts from somewhere. So the community you live in, or you know about a community that has a need or knows you know how to go about something that people would be able to benefit from. What are you using your voice for? What are you using your voice for? What are you using your time for? You come on vacation, on breaks, you have your weekends to yourself. You've seen some kids in the school who do not go to, in the community who do not go to school. Gather them on weekends, teach them. Yeah, graphic designer, you can teach them something that they can make life with, life out of. All right. So I'll talk about my personal journey as a steward. Yeah, I actually didn't even know I was a steward until I met Subuma. Yeah, I grew up in a very remote area in Ghana. It's somewhere in the Blue region, and I grew up in a family where they take of only women. They take of just women. Sorry, they take of just men because they feel women will marry, and they will go and be with their husbands. So it's just about they invest in just women. Sorry, they invest in just men. But I had the opportunity to do my granny. I grew up with my granny, and then I was bent. My granny didn't really look at it. She'll put you into school, and she doesn't really care where you are, the class in which you are, how you are performing. But then I was so determined that I was going to make it. I was going to make myself proud. I was going to make my community proud. So in my mind, I wanted to just change the narrative of young ladies not really being regarded in terms of academics. And then in the community I grew in, aside my family having issues with women not really amounting to anything, the community also didn't really regard women. So you see a young lady as young as 15, 16, 18, pregnant, has a child or two, and then she doesn't even have a husband. But I made up my mind that growing up, I was going to become a lawyer, and I was going to advocate for women, especially. So I realized as it was something I had said, and then I was just moving as in along the line because I was just in primary six or something like that. I moved to junior high and I had to leave my granny, come be with my mom in the big city, in the town. And I came with her. And then after senior high school, secondary school, it was just a journey, or it was just something I had said. And then I had to like sit in the house for a while before moving to the university. Then I started working. I was like, okay, while I was in primary six, I told myself I was going to change the narrative. I was going to challenge the status quo about women not amounting to anything, or women just giving birth and that ending like that is the end of it. And I told myself that was what I was going to do. But it looks like I'm now in secondary school and I'm not doing anything now. Why don't I just push it? And that was me just trying to like fulfill a personal something. But then I realized as the thing I started the NGO, I realized it was growing with time. It was growing with time. People were coming on board, showing interest in what I was doing because we're just standing for women empowerment and all that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, now that thing has grown from a personal something, a personal goal to a global something, something that now we have chapters nationwide in Ghana. And then hopefully we would go elsewhere in the world as well. So it just began. So the experience taught me that stewardship is not about perfection, but about being intentional with what we have to make a difference. Okay. I just began that I'm just changing the status quo. I began that I'm just changing a personal goal. It was just a personal goal. I'm just changing a narrative in my family and in my community, and me being able to give women a voice, being able to cheer women on. But I realized now it had grown from there to become something huge. And I realized now I have not become a steward, not just about me, not just about me changing the status quo, not just about me changing the narrative, but then me wanting to give people a voice as well, and that is stewardship. And that is my personal journey as a steward. So this is how we can also inspire others to become stewards. Here is the truth. Stewardship is contagious. When you lead by example, you inspire others to step into their roles as stewards. So if you have a leader at work, you may have a leader in church, you may have a leader in your organization where you find yourself. When they are able to become stewards for themselves, where they find themselves, you find yourself that you find yourself also they're robbing that particular trait on you as well as an individual. Now ask yourself, how can I use my resources, time, and influence to inspire others? How can I mentor someone or invest in a cause greater than myself? Stewardship isn't about having much, it's about doing much with what you have. If you forget everything I have said tonight from what I've prepared tonight, just take this from me. It's not Stewardship is not about having much. It's about doing much with what you have. It may be something small you have in your hand. It may be just a voice you have. Maybe just something you know how to do very well. Spread it. Spread it. There's something I believe in. That's the reason why we believe that other trees can grow around us is because we may need shade from each other. Yeah, we may need shade from each other. So somebody you may think that you are helping today may in turn make you proud. You may look back and go like, okay, this person I was able to inspire to take on a course. I was able to mentor to become who or she who she is today. And then you go back and go like, okay, so me too, I can do this. Sometimes you may never even know that you are capable of doing something until you look back at the results. So tools and strategies for effective stewardship. So to be an effective steward, you need to have a vision and a purpose. Understand your why, what drives you. I believe strongly that everybody here on earth here has something. If there is something that drives, if you don't have anything that drives you, it's going to be a challenge. There should be something that drives you. There should be something that drives you. What drives you? Okay, you may have something. Look at that and then channel that into something beautiful to benefit other people around you. Then it comes to collaboration. Work with others to multiply your impact. You can't do it all alone. Okay, I don't know. I just met Boomer once. I think somewhere last year. Boomer, I don't know when I met. Yeah, I've forgotten the month. Either this year or last year, one of them. But I just met him, and then after a few interactions, I realized that, oh, this is what he does, and he realized this is what I also do. And today we've collaborated on this, and we brought you this webinar on stewardship. So you may have the zeal, you may have a strong vision and purpose, you may understand your own why you're doing whatever you're doing, what drives you, and all of that. But you need people. You need people. Don't think you can be all by yourself. You need a mentor. You need someone to help hold your hand and go like, okay, I know someone, I may not have the means. I always say this, currently at PWS Foundation, one of our major or one of our biggest donor isn't someone I met personally. It's someone who just shared our flyer once. So yes, you may be at Pennyword Foundation and you may think you may not have anything, but then when they put out their flyers for these things, please share it. You may never know who on your contact list will be able to give you what you're looking for. So please, we can't do it all alone. Let's multiply our impact by collaborating with people. Okay, sustainability, think long term, build systems that outlast you. So as a foundation, as individuals, tonight I want to encourage you. I don't just look at the long term. Okay, today I want to be employed and make, let's say, your currency, I don't know your currency very well. I want to be employed and paid, let's say, 50,000 naira, 10,000 naira, or something like that. And then that ends it. What about tomorrow? Are you not thinking of building a system for yourself? Are you not thinking about having impact, building impact that would outlast you? Something that even when you are not around, your future self will be proud of. Are you not thinking about something like that? Accountability, measure your progress and learn from feedback. Oh yes. So I always say this, set smart goals. I'm sure everyone here knows about smart goals. If you have smart goals, you'll be able to measure your progress. You'll be able to take feedback from people because we are not always right. We are not islands. We live among people who look at what we are doing and they are willing to help us on our journeys if only we take their feedback. So soon, I would love to leave you with a powerful thought. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow from it. We borrow from our children. So stewardship reminds us that what we do today shapes the world for stronger generations. So let's embrace this responsibility with courage and conviction. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. No, we did not inherit it from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. And once again, I want to remind us, stewardship reminds us that what we do today shapes the world for the future generations. So what are we doing tonight? What are you doing in where you, and in the community you find yourself? You are part of an initiative. At least somebody has put something together so that you can do this for yourself. you'll be able to, on your own, you won't be able to go out and just put out an initiative where you'll be able to feed 1,000 people. You won't be able to put out an initiative where you'll be able to, what do you call it? Sponsor the education of 10,000 women, or have an Empower Her project where you train women on skills. But you are lucky to find yourself in a community, in a society that believes in this. So your quota as a steward is required. Don't just sit back and say, okay, I'm just part of the initiative, I'm just part of the team, I'm just part of it. And no. You're not just part of it. You're not just part of it. Let them hear your voice also. Let your impact be felt in Planning World Foundation. All right, so tonight I invite you to reflect on this question. How can I use my success to positively impact my community and nation? Start small, mentor someone, volunteer or advocate for change. Every step you take matters. So in the starting small, likely, or if you've already found yourself in Planning World Foundation, you're lucky to be there. That is the starting small. So in the foundation, the women you people reach out to, the men you reach out to, the children you reach out to. Mentor some, just pick, maybe the initiative wasn't about just mentoring them. The initiative was just about donating to them because we are heading towards Christmas. Yes, it's a good thing. But then when you went in your interactions with the people, you realize that, oh, there's some people that are there that what do you call it? There are some people that are there that will need mentorship. Just take it upon yourself that you're going to mentor them. You're going to advocate for these people. You're going to make sure that their voices are heard. All right. So at this point, I would like to take questions. I would like to hear your thoughts. If there is something you don't need to, there's something you have to ask. There's something you want me to talk about. Yeah, it's fine. I am here to listen to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mavis. I think in a while, I've not had a session as impactful as this. Thank you so much.
All right.
I have quite a number of takeaways from today's session. I have quite a number of takeaways. I don't even know which one to start with, but I think I should start with, you don't need to have much, but you can do much from what you have. Paraphrasing what you said, one of the things you said earlier. So I believe you have a lot of questions, people following, people streaming live. I believe there are questions that you must have penned down for our guests this evening. So please send in your questions, type in the comments, just send in your questions, and then we would read it or we'll read them out for our guest this evening, and then she would answer. So I think we have our first question here already.
Okay, I'm here.
We have two questions actually, but I think I should start with one, and then after you answer, I say the second one. So the first question we have here is, how can we understand our why? How can we understand our why?
Okay. All right. So the question I would also want to ask the person, what drives you? What makes you happy? What was that one thing that when you hear about it, it just sends something down your spine. Like, what's that one thing that makes you it just once in a year. So I have this thing with me. Nowadays I totally just break down and all of that. But then once I come back from our initiatives, like the project we've had so far, and then I take my phone and I look at the pictures of the projects we've had, the smiles we've been able to put on people's faces, I just get fulfilled. So that very thing that makes you fulfilled, that very thing that drives you, that very thing that makes you, even you can do it without money. you can do without being paid. That is your why. And that is the thing that will keep you going. Because sometimes this very thing, I get so tired sometimes. I go like, who even sent me? Who even sent me here? Like, who brought me here? Like, why am I mean, when it gets to the point where the resources are not coming in and the resources are not coming in for us to do. We have a project in December. We need about 50,000, but we have just 10,000 as I talk to you now. And then when I'm about to go to bed sometime, but like I get so I get so uncomfortable just sleeping. Just who sent me? Who sent me? Who sent me? Oh, who sent me? I can just live a normal life, wake up in the morning, just wash down, go to work. When the month ends, I'm paid. I take off what I'm supposed to take off. When it's weekend, I just go out and just go. But on weekends, that's when I have to sit down, put proposals together, call friends, please, I need your help here. I need it. Like, yes, and that gives me fulfillment. As after every other thing, that gives me fulfillment. So I feel that there is something with every human being that gives you that joy, that it drives you. You can even do it without being paid. I'm not being paid at my foundation. Nobody pays me for all the stress. Nobody pays me for anything. But I get so excited doing it because that's what drives me. And I feel very fulfilled when we are able to. We have 3 projects every year. When we are able to have all those projects done in a year, and then we don't have to carry forward the projects. So I feel your why, to understand your why, look within you. So there is something that drives you. There is something that makes you happy. There is something you are willing to do without being paid a kobo. That is your why. Thank you. And I hope I've answered you. So,
Absolutely, you have. Thank you so much. And just for clarity, 50,000 CDs is actually about 5.2 million naira at the moment.
okay, that's a
So,
lot in your country.
yes, it is a
That's a
lot
lot.
actually.
And we just have 10,000 now.
Well,
Yeah.
so I can
Yeah.
imagine that if not
Yeah.
for why this
I
vision, this
mean,
whole thing has been dropped a long time ago.
no one sent me. No one sent me.
Fantastic. So, do we have any questions, or should I ask the second question? Let me check the comments if we have any other question before I go ahead and read out the second question I have with me here. Okay, so the second question is that now that you are explaining it, it sounds quite easy, but I believe there are there are times when you may have cried for this. So what has kept you going despite those
Okay.
times, despite those very trying times?
Thank you so much. Yes. Let me be honest. I am human. I've cried a couple of times. I had, let me share an experience. We wrote to an institution for one of our projects. We call it the lab project because in every, it's an annual project we have every February, second month in the year, every year. And then we wrote to an institution, and an institution assured they were going to support us with milk because it's a blood donation drive. So when people donate, we give them Milo, we give them milk and other stuff. So when we were done, when we wrote to them very early because we wanted to be sure that we are part of their program. We were hearing from them for a couple of times. So I reached out to someone and the person put in a word for us and they were like, oh, they can't even find our letter, but they assured they were going to pull through for us. Okay, that's fine. So we're there, we made preparations. And then one thing we do as an organization is that when we start preparations, the funds that comes in, we try to secure the items that we need because of inflation. So if you want to wait till all the funds are in, by the time you have all the money you need, you go to the market and prices have increased. So we try to purchase some of the items before time. So we have purchased everything aside milk because we were promised that we we're going to get milk. Guess what? A day to the project, we were told that um, they can't help because they can't even find that letter. Meanwhile, we were assured we were going to get support. I cried. I was at work when they called. I cried because we had used all the funds we had on us for that particular project. So I now have to call on friends. I had to use my personal money. Probably I had, oh, ice water, worry. It wasn't easy. I cried. I really cried. But then I was like, okay, we're not going to. What explanation are we going to give to the facility that I'll wait, because we do that with them, the Ghana Blood Bank every year. They are on standby waiting for a call. The student, we did it in university, the university we are going to reach out to is also on standby waiting for us to have this done. Then you go and tell them that we are sorry, we postponed the project because we don't have notes. Like, how are you going to put that across? Like, it was a tough one. So yes, it gets tiring, it gets boring. Like I said, sometimes you go like, who sent me? But then for me personally, when I come back and I look at the fact that through me, somebody has a skill, through me, somebody is in school, through me, someone is happy, through me, a life is saved, a soul is saved, I become happy. And that's what has been driving me all this while. And then I go like, so what if I didn't go to that particular village at that time, at that point in time in the year? Does that mean this woman would have died? Does that mean this woman wouldn't have seen the light? Does that mean someone wouldn't have been in school? When I ask myself these things, I just put my wahala away. I rise like and look like the superwoman I am, which I am not, and get things going. Yes, because I feel like God put me in this particular space for a particular reason. So I must fulfill that purpose. So that's what's been driving me. Yeah, so I cry, I wet my pillow at night and all of that. But hey, this is you, this is what you've been called for. Sometimes friends come around and they encourage you and all of that, but then nobody understands your why than you do. Nobody understands your why like you do. So you put whatever it is, you don't allow your personal stuff to get in the way of what the Lord has, given to you, has entrusted into your care to do. You understand? Yeah. So yes, it gets tiring, it gets boring, it gets lonely. Who sends you? Questions comes in here and there. But then when you look back and go like, okay, this is what the Lord has entrusted into my care, I must not disappoint. You just put yourself back together and make sure that you are rolling. The goal is ongoing, whatever it is must be done. It's doing. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how I keep going. It's not easier. It's easier said than done. But yeah, I've walked the journey. But then I have this mantra. That's my mantra I work with life, that if dirty water can quench fire, I don't need a fat account to make impact. Yeah. If right now there's fire outbreak right now, here, and then there is some dirty water somewhere, we can pour it to at least, before we call fire service to come, we have already, at least solved the situation. So if that particular thing can make impact, it can quench the fire. I don't need to wait to have a bank account as big as Dangote's own, as Ote Dole's own, as mention the names. Yeah, I don't need that fat account. Yeah, I can collaborations for my friends. Oh, this project is this, this how much is costing. So please come on board. Yes. And then by the time you realize you have the job done. So this is what keeps me going. This is what has been helping me in the game. Yeah, thank you. And I hope I've answered your question.
Well, I'm sure this question must have been answered to the last, because I think this is a very, very honest response. It's not that there's going to be no tears. And another thing I got from this is that no matter the people that come to encourage you, nobody would really understand the burden. Nobody would really be in your shoes.
Yeah.
So you're in your shoes, you are there all alone. So they can have a glimpse of the vision, but since it is not theirs, they can only do so much in their own way. But it is up to you to wipe your tears, pack your bags, and continue the journey.
Thank you.
That was very, very helpful. That has answered the question. So I do not know if we have any more questions. I'll check the comments now. If we have any more questions before we proceed. Do we have any questions? All right, we have one question here. Someone is asking how we can connect with you. How do we connect with you, Ma?
Okay, so before I leave, I would share my handles here. You can reach out to me on social media platforms, and yeah, we can go on from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. By the way, Mavis has one, I think I should call it audacious faith. She'll teach you how to make projects with, maybe you have just a few thousands in your account, but she will teach you how to do a project of 1 million.
Yeah, we
I
are
think I've
following. Yeah,
I've seen that.
he fed a few people with, I mean, he fed a lot of people with few fishes and loaves of bread. So at least we are following his steps, and we are trusting God that we will do bigger things. Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Do we have any other questions, please? I think I want this to continue. Left for me, I would have wanted you to just continue. So if in the next 1 minute we do not get any questions, then we round up. But while we are waiting for the questions, let me take the time to talk a little about our upcoming program and our upcoming project. So this is the first of the pre-conference series, and just as you must have seen, and you can bear me witness that this was a very, very powerful session. We are going to have another one, and trust me, it's going to be amazing as well. And that will be coming up the first week of December. It's going to be a meeting like this. We're going to have the session, we're going to have questions and answers. So this time I'm not satisfied with the number of questions we had, but I'm quite optimistic that we're going to have lots of questions in the next session. It's not going to be on the same topic, it's going to be on a different topic. So just be on the lookout, because we are going to be rolling out the flyer very, very soon. And our Steward to Community project, that is the next project we have in Paniward Foundation. Now, this project used to be called Feed and Clothe Project over the years. This is its 5th year. By the way, we are going to be having our 5th anniversary, but I'll still talk on that. So the Steward to Community project is our own project that is our outreach. We reach out to communities that are underserved. We reach out to them with the word of God. That is one. We reach out to them with food. That is why it was called Feed and Clothe Project. So we reach out to them with food. We reach out to them with clothing materials. And last year, we were able to reach out to, say, 200 households with food, clothing, and the word of God. And also, we're able to give them lectures on public health, environmental health, personal hygiene, and we're able to give out sanitary pads to women of childbearing age as well. So this is our way of reaching out to them with or through this stewardship that we preach. So it is not just about saying that we are stewards. It is not just about having sessions, inviting people to speak to us about stewardship. That is the time where we get to demonstrate our stewardship. That is the moment or the time of the year where we get to show love with people or show love to people, and then make them know that it is possible to do great things with the resources that you have, no matter how little. Because it is just like Mavis has said earlier, it is not until you have a lot that you would start thinking of starting a charity organization or reaching out to people, out of your abundance. It is from that little that we reach out. So that has been the essence, that has been the drive for the then Feed and Close project, now Steward to Community project. Lastly, we're going to be having the Steward to Community conference to mark our 5th anniversary. It's going to be holding in Jalingo, Taraba State. And this is me inviting you formally to be a part of that conference. We are going to be having amazing people speak to us. We're going to be having Pastor Moses Ida, we're going to be having the Commissioner of Health, Taraba State. We are going to be having Justice Esther Tata, a justice in the Customary Court of Appeal. And we are going to be having a lot of other people, Dr. Ava, if you know this Eye Center, and a host of other people talk to us and give us a lot of value. So do not miss that for any reason if you're in Jalingo. And that would mean me coming to the end of our conversation here, because we have a question. How can people practically shift from personal goals to being stewards? If I started for self and personal interests, having heard this, how do I transition? Wow, this is a very, very great question. So I'll hand the mic over to Mavis now again to answer this question.
Okay, thank you so much for the question, Mulia. I hope I mentioned the name right. Mulia.
Yes, you did.
Okay. All right. So that's a very beautiful question. Okay. So the Bible says something that is only a fool doesn't change his mind. So you may start off like me. I started off just like a girl, a little child who wanted to just change the narrative or the status quo in my family. And then as I realized it just kept growing. Okay, so what is that thing or what is that personal goal about, first of all? What is it about? Is it something that can be channeled into something huge for your community? And how can you link that to a community need? So look into your community, look around you. Can that personal goal be something that can be channeled on a global, what do you call it? Sorry, on a large base. So let's take it for instance, you have the goal of reading 3 books a week. That's a beautiful one. I love to read books. That's why I love using the goal of books a lot. So that is your goal as an individual, as my so yes, that's your goal. Okay, and then that goal is materializing. Then you realize that when you finish reading the book, you don't do anything. You don't write. You don't share what you've learned from the book. You don't do anything. You just write. You just read, and that's it. You just realize that okay, I can start a community where I can actually take these small girls or these young girls. I can teach them new words I find in the book. Probably you've been journaling whilst you are reading the book. You journal new words you found, how to use these new words. Sorry, and you look into your community, you find people, or probably not in your community, but then they may be somewhere further than you, and then you just gather them and you teach them new words, how to form sentences or how to form phrases with these new words. This was your personal goal, mind you. It was your personal goal of reading books, 3 books a week. But now it has shifted from you just reading, just sitting down on the knowledge you have read. You are passing the knowledge on. So then before you realize you form the whole community of other young girls or other people who also love to read, who also love to listen to you. So find a way or make sure that whatever it is that is a personal goal can be channeled into a bigger something for people to also benefit from. It may not be book reading. Maybe you just love to give to people. So maybe every December you just pick your stuff, you pick your bag, go to an orphanage home The clothing you no longer like, you just give it to the street kids, you just give it to the orphanage home. Now let's look at something. Okay, in your circle of friends, you have people who also love to give out during December. Why don't you just call them? Okay, please, I have 10 clothes. They are in good shape. How many do you have? Let's put them together. Let's do a presentation. We go, okay, now I have some small cash I want to give. I also have some small cash. Why don't you put together? Let's buy food stuff. Let's just not give the clothing away just like that. But let's buy food stuff. Let's make the kids, when you go, you carry your music box alongside with you. They dance, and you do some face painting for them. They'll feel so happy. And then you come back, you take pictures, you come back and you're like, okay, this was a big thing. But then you've been able to achieve it just in a day because you made your personal goal, not just your personal goal, but then you called friends to come on board. And that's how I began. So just make sure that whatever it is you have as a personal goal can be something that can be turned into something the community can benefit from. And it starts from somewhere. You don't have to start on a large scale. That starts from somewhere. Probably just here today that your personal goal shouldn't just be a personal goal. It has to be something big. You want to be a steward. You want to be able to use your voice, your influence in your community and all of that. You can't just get up and say, okay, I want to have an initiative. You belong to Paninga Foundation. You are there. Reach out to Boomer, reach out to Paninga, reach out to whoever it is over there and ask them, what do you think I can do to help with what we are doing? I would want to volunteer. I've been volunteering every year, but I want to volunteer in a special way this year. And that's it. It starts from somewhere. Probably you joined Pennywell Foundation for a different reason, but now you have a cause to really be heard, to really be seen in the foundation. Yeah. So please, I hope I've answered you. Okay. It is, what are the biggest challenges individuals face when shifting their focus from personal success to contributing to national development, and what strategies can help them overcome these obstacles? It differs from person to person. As an individual, where I find myself in my community in Ghana, what I go through from shifting from personal goal wouldn't be the same as what you go through, but then there are some general ones I can talk about. One, you are moving from your comfort zone, something you used to just do to be comfortable. Just you're looking at you, but now you're looking at us. You're looking at a larger people. You're looking at a people bigger than you, bigger than just from you. So it's going to feel very uncomfortable from the beginning, because that's not how you began. That's not what you wanted to do from the beginning. You just wanted to just do something for yourself. But then as time went by, I realized that this thing you're going to do is no longer just about you, but it's about a whole people. And then you're going to face rejection. Yes, it may interest you to know that the people you are just so mad about, they are so passionate about trying to touch, you go to them and then they are giving you attitude. They are making you feel like, yo, you're the one who wants to do it. So what's up? Yeah, you've seen a need in the community and you want to go there and help them, but then they are making you feel like your need or whatever it is you want to do is not welcome. So you're going to face rejection. You're going to be uncomfortable for the time. Being uncomfortable is going to continue, but with time and with experience, you're going to get used to being uncomfortable. Yeah. And also, I think it has to do with resources. Initially, it was your personal goal. Now, it has become a community, has become something for a larger group. So you will need a lot of resources. And probably if you don't have some cash line somewhere for you being able to shift, that also will make you uncomfortable. And then resources, yeah, that is why you need to have a why. Why are you shifting from your personal goal to being a steward? If you have a why, when you face these challenges, it wouldn't make you break. You won't break. You keep going because that's what you want to do. You want to live for a bigger thing. You want to live for a larger impact. You just you don't want to be a human being that will just exist on the surface of this earth. And when you're no longer around, nobody remembers you for anything. No, you want to be heard. You want your voice to be heard. You want to be able to feel fulfilled when you look back on the year that through you, about 3 people have been able to, they've been able to have access to quality education because of you. I always said I am worthy by association because of the people I know, because of the impacts I have made. Yes, I'm a young girl, I'm a small girl. I may not have a lot in terms of resources, in terms of cash, but I have a lot of experiences. I have a lot of, I've made a lot of impacts. Not just me, with the community I am in, that is PWS Foundation. They have done a lot for the past 7 years. been able to save people from dying. Orphanage homes, we've been able to visit, give people skills, give them to start their own businesses. Yes, from the beginning, it wasn't it wasn't just like this. It was a personal something, but I've been able to shift. It began it became uncomfortable along the line. I got used to it. And then I had a drive, my why, that's kept me going. Yeah, when you have a why, a strong why, make sure that your why is really your why. Don't adopt someone's why to make you, if you adopt someone's why, you break. Because maybe the person's reason for having that particular why has what do you call it, a personal experience. So have a personal why, have a drive. Your why should be your why. It should not be your ex. It should not be your ex. Your why should be your why. It should really be your why. And then when you are going in, the journey becomes tough. You go like, okay, this is my why. Am I really going at it? Am I really stopping here? No, you're not stopping here. Keep going. So yeah, that's it. It can be uncomfortable, but once you have your why with the vision in mind, they become like these are little challenges. You get used to it. So now when I go to communities when they are unwelcoming, I don't fret. I don't really become uncomfortable because I've seen a couple of them. Human beings are some way. You need help. I'm coming to your aid, and they're making me feel like I'm the one who needs you. You understand? But that's part of the journey. Now I don't feel uncomfortable when I don't really break when the funds are not coming in. I know that this is part of it. What's worse? The worst is when we're not able to implement the projects. We carry it on. We leave another day. We leave another day. That is it. Yeah, so have a strong why, and those challenges or the challenges that comes with shifting from a personal goal to being a steward won't really matter. Yeah, you see it coming, you feel it, you go through it. But it wouldn't get under your skin because your why is so strong. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. This is just so amazing. This is so amazing. Thank you so much, Mavis. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
I'm not seeing any more questions. Okay, I think there's a question here. So this is going to be the last question we will be taking because I think if we had to leave the question and answer session open, we are going to be here till tomorrow. So this is going to be the last question we'll be taking before we wrap up.
All right, sure. I'd like to read the question. It says, I love the idea of helping others and the community at large, but I learned to put on the marks on me first. If you are not pressed on time, how do I keep pushing for the good of others at the same time keep my personal life ablaze? Can someone simultaneously succeed in the pursuit of service, that is stewardship, in one's family life and other personal stuff? Yes, you can. Please, I hope. Okay, yeah. Yes, you can. I always say this: you can't pour from an empty cup. Yes, you can't have a life whereby you don't even know where your life is headed. You don't even know where um, your your life is headed. But then you are worried about others. That is not a goal. But then, from a personal experience, I've grown or lead or had a project where personally what to eat or where my next meal was going to come from was a challenge. But it was a joy, it was a delight for me to go out there and say, I'm doing charity. That was me. But then I believe strongly that you don't need to, as humans, you can't say you have, even Ali Dangote right now, okay, right now, still pushes to get more wealth. So if you want to say you're going to wait for your life to take full shape, for your life to really get a full meaning before you make impact, you will never make impact. You will never put anything out there. You will never do. You will never do. Your life can't, you can't get to that level where you have everything all around, everything working perfectly. No, working on your life and having others in mind, automatically you're working on yourself. Okay, so let's take it for instance. Um, I have I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on what do you call it? Um, building myself. Let's say I'm learning on public speech. Okay, How do I implement my public speech if I do not take on such initiatives, if I do not accept such invitations from people? When I'm doing these things, when I am accepting these public speeches from people, okay, I'm indirectly building myself to be able to be, one, be confident to talk to people. Second, give back to society. Yes, because whatever it is I'm sharing tonight is just a part of me, my personal experiences I'm sharing with people. I have no knowledge, their background, who they are, where they're coming from. Yes. But on the other side, on the flip side, I'm building myself. So you can simultaneously build yourself and also build others. You don't need to have it all figured out. If you want to wait till you have it all figured out, you won't make impact. Nothing would happen. Nothing would happen. So I want to encourage you tonight that don't wait till you have it all figured out before you decide to what do you call it, to make impact. Don't wait till you have everything figured out before you sorry, don't wait till you have it all figured out until you decide to touch lives. Yes, you can have your family, you could have your family in check, you could have your personal life in check, you could have you could have things moving on for you. And alongside the line, when you feel that at this point in life I can't actually pour out because I have my personal life under attack, please take a break for yourself. I was telling Buma, I nearly called this meeting off because I lost a brother like a month ago, and then I was mourning, and it was really tough for me to actually stand because it was tough. Like I don't lie about it. I'm human. I'm vulnerable, and all of that. And it took a toll on me. Truth be told, I didn't even know how to even put this whole presentation together because I was just not even thinking straight. I would have just come here and just messed up. But then I realized, yo, I can't keep mourning for the rest of my life. If my brother was here, he would have even loved me to even do this better. So yes, I'm doing this for myself to grow, and I'm doing this for a community who also have interest. We have a shared interest. Honeywell Foundation have the interest of the community at heart. My foundation also have the interest of the community at heart. So why don't I help a brother by sharing the small knowledge I know, and at the same time also build the confidence when it comes to public speech. So yes, you don't need to have it all figured out before you come out and say I'm making impact. I'm sure by then all of us would have been dead. Yes. And when you have this in mind that you want to make impact, when you have this in mind that you want to really make impact, you really want to do something. It begins from when you're even getting the money, when the small money start coming in and all of that. It begins from there. You understand? If you wait till you have all the money, you even see the need to even give back to society. I have a friend who is very wealthy, but says that he doesn't see why we should give back to society because when you give back to society, you're endorsing people to remain poor, like poor. Yeah, that's what he thinks. That's his mindset. So imagine somebody with such a mindset, but has a means to give me the money I'm looking for to touch the world. And then I will say that I'm sitting in my somewhere with my small crane, and I'm looking to get all the what do you call it, the degrees I want. I'm sitting somewhere to get what do you call it, to marry, to give birth, make sure my children are like, I won't do anything. I won't do anything. So yes, please, you can simultaneously succeed in the pursuit of service at the same time take care of yourself, like so being able to give back to society and still take care of yourself. And that is one way to build yourself. That is one way to build yourself. You know, it's been a very long time I had a speech like this, give back to society in such a manner. But tonight doing it, I feel like, okay, it's not really that bad. Like, it's not really that bad. I mean, we are doing well. So I want to use the opportunity to thank Honeywell Foundation for this opportunity to even give back to society and also help me also build, give back to the world in such a beautiful way. And also help me build my confidence level. Yeah, I'm a shy person. When I say people don't believe I'm a shy person, but then yeah, here I am doing this. I'm building myself, and I'm also helping and connecting with great minds. And your network is your net worth. So if you want to wait till you are done building yourself as an individual, I'm sorry, by the time you finish building yourself, the people you are supposed to meet to help you, I mean, connect to your next level, they would have been gone. And then one thing I can say with a lot of confidence, a lot of boldness, I am not shy, is one of my wealthiest things I have on earth is my connection through my foundation. I've met people I wouldn't have met on a normal day. I've entered rooms I wouldn't have been able to enter like me, like this. I've met people. I have been able to shake hands with people of, high status and all of that. And it has built my confidence, has built me as an individual through me giving myself away to service. So you can't actually wait till you have it all figured out and so you decide to give back to society. Let's build yourself and build others as well. Carry people along with you. When you see them, you feel confident that yeah, you're making service. How do you actually even measure your impact when you're not building others? Like I want to find out how do you do it? How do you say I am also doing something when you're not carry someone along? Yes, so you carry someone along, you're mentoring a young girl, you're mentoring your thank you so much. Thank you. That was a bit distraction, but thank you. So you're mentoring a young girl, you are mentoring someone, the person now becomes somebody, the person takes on some beauty pageant, the person now becomes bold, confident, and all of that. Then you see the person, they go like, okay, so I was able to pick this girl from this side and then now this is what who the person is. Oh, if not for me, this girl wouldn't have been able. Like you don't go out saying it, but then inwardly you feel so fulfilled. Yes, but then you look at yourself and you're not even where you want to be. You haven't reached anywhere. You haven't gotten there yet. But then you have been able to hold the hand of someone to get to a particular level. So please, we don't have to wait till we are built as individuals before we try to carry each other along. Let's carry people along. Let's carry people along on our journey. And we have no idea the blessings that comes from it. It's actually scriptural. If we are Christians here, it's scriptural. I'm a Christian, and then the Bible says we should take care of other widows, orphans, and all of that. Yeah, we shouldn't actually just look at them and just go and donate to them and just come back. We can pick them, nurture them, and then build something bigger with them. And I believe that the Lord will bless us, our lives will take shape, we will connect with the world on larger platforms. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you, Boba Wulia Masoi. I love your comments. Thank you so much. You've kept the comment section very interactive. I thank you so much. All compliments again. God bless you all. And if I'm allowed, I would love to once again thank Funnyworth Foundation for the opportunity for me being here. If you call on any day, anytime, I'll make time to be here to join in and also learn from other beautiful people. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mavis. Thank you so much. That means a lot to all of us. The assurance that you're always willing, or you would always be willing to be with us, to work with us, is something we do not take for granted at all. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I remember I said we had come to the end of the session, I think about 20 minutes ago, and here we are, still at the end of the session. Do not worry, we are taking our leave now. So thank you for joining. And lastly, do not forget to engage our posts on all social media handles, on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, and like and subscribe our YouTube as well. Thank you so much once again. And we are Funnyworth Foundation on all social media handles. Do have a good night and God bless you.